when given a problem where you're going to need to multiply polynomials and subtract polynomials, it's going to be a good strategy to break this up into parts, right? So when we're doing this question, what we want to do, we're really doing bedmass here when we're figuring out like the order of things, right? So bedmass, so brackets, exponents, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. Okay. So if we're doing this, you might say, okay, well, that means we have to do brackets first, right? So you might go over here and say, okay, brackets, do that one and do that one first. And while that could be true, like that would be true to do those first if we didn't have those variables in there, right? Because if you think about it, we're kind of stuck because I can't add 6x and 8, right? Those are not like terms. So I'm kind of stuck there. So all that we're left with now is to use our distributive property, right? We're going to do that method. Okay, so we're going to multiply, right? We're multiplying here. We're going to do that first. And then we are going to, look at this, we're going to subtract this polynomial, right? Because multiplying comes before addition or subtraction. Okay, so now, well, let's do that. So we'll do the distributive property. Let's distribute that one onto both of those. So we'll say negative 3x times 6x is going to be negative 18. And then careful on this one, x times x, right? Because we're multiplying those, would be x squared. Okay, and then move on to the next one. Negative 3x times 8x would be negative 24, and then I just have the single x there, right? So just x. Okay, so we did that part, so that's done. Now if we want, let's just write this one more time. So minus negative 9x plus 7. Okay, we could have actually swapped the signs and did like we would normally do when we're subtracting there, but I just wrote it one more time for good measure, and then on the next line down, we'll actually subtract this, right? So let's do it. So we've got negative 18x squared minus 24x. And now remember what we do when we subtract a polynomial. That really means that we are subtracting negative 9x and subtracting positive 7. Okay, so what we can do is we can just write this out now as, well, minus negative 9x minus a negative, that's the same thing as adding. Okay, so plus 9x and then minus positive 7. Well, that's really the same thing as minus 7. Notice that we just swapped the signs, right, when we subtracted that polynomial. Okay, so now we're almost there. All that's left to do is just collect our like terms. So the only like terms we have going on here are the x's. So those ones. So we'll write one more time. It's negative 18x squared. And then negative 24x plus 9x would be negative 15x. And then just minus 7.